Hey, welcome back to the Bakersfield Power Hour. Mike Griffith here. Louis Amistoy is gone. That's always a good thing. We've got Blake Bowser here. Blake Bowser from Auto Club Famoso Raceway. Much better than having Louis in the building. How you doing, Blake?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Mike.
You're good. And you had a pretty big weekend out there,
Wow.
the ANRA season opener.
Yeah, it's always that's always their biggest race of the year. But I'll tell you what, it was above and beyond what it's been in the past. So yeah, over just about 330 cars went down the track. So that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, pretty good deal. And all the qualifying and time trials on Saturday.
That's right.
And a big barbecue and award ceremony, I guess, Saturday
evening. Yeah.
And then racing all day Sunday.
All day Sunday. We were done each day pretty early. Sunday we were done by 5:30, so everybody can have a chance to. A lot of folks come from pretty far away. So we had 4 teams from Idaho there this past weekend, and they've all committed to come back to all the races for ANRA. So that's asking a lot for them to take off on Sunday and get home.
That's a long haul back to Idaho. That's,
But it's nice if we can get them out there a little bit early on Sunday and get them on the road.
Depending on where in Idaho they're coming from.
Exactly. Yeah.
Could be farther. So
yeah.
Okay.
So we
got
had
some video from that.
Excellent.
Out there that Louis was out there and.
Perfect day of weather, nice and clear, and you can just see North Kern Golf Course way out there.
A little bit, and obviously not a spectator-driven event, a participant-driven event.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, racers, the family, the crew. It's what we call a backgate race. It's just pretty much all contestants, crew, family, and all that.
Right,
very little. We have some, but we're not targeting Butch with ANRA. Doesn't target the paid spectator crowd. He targets the families and the racers.
Right, and that's what keeps it manageable. Bracket racing, the grassroots of racing is. You go out there with your friends and family and race and have a good time. And
and it allows us to get things done and get out there on time. Everybody can have a good time at night.
Yeah, I think Butch had about 17 divisions or something, so we should go over some of those there.
When you throw juniors in, he's got a lot. So
we've got the results here. If we want to run the slides, here we got I think Brian Hall won the NE1 class, Nostalgia. We're coming up next, so we better go to that.
Oh, we're plugging Saturday. That's your chance to run your street legal car out there on Saturday. Gates open at 8 o'clock, and it's $40 to race all day. If you want to spectate, it's $20. And it's great for a chance to get out there and run your car down the track and not the street.
And you said you decided to move these from what was the Friday night drags
to
a Saturday day drag.
That's
correct.
To
get more out of the area.
A little more people out of the area to chance to get there. They were showing up late on Friday night, 10 o'clock, and we're done at midnight. So, and typically it was before a race the next day, so we couldn't run that late because our crew just can't work that much and come back the next morning and get the track ready. So. Move these to Saturday, and we had great response. Our last one was about 135 cars, so we're hoping maybe 150 cars this Saturday, and it should be perfect weather, about 75 degrees. So looking forward to a good street tuner day out there.
And that's what you said. If the guys come up and say they only want to run an 8th mile, do they just put that on their window of their car? Or
just let us know, or they want to do no time. They don't want to show what their car actually does. They can request no time. The car will go down there, and nothing comes up on the scoreboard because they get a time slip still.
Right. Some of the secret, super secret.
Yeah. It's a chance for us just to work with the street racers and the kids that want to get off the street and experience a street race, but not be on the street. That's the whole point behind it.
And the whole thing is that you want street racers and not bracket racers out there.
That's correct. It's got to be a street legal car. It's got to be tagged, licensed, all that. So we have enough events for the bracket guys, so we appreciate them. But this is a chance for the true street cars to get out there and experience their own day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we got the ANRA results here. Brian Hall.
Yeah, there's Nostalgia 1.
Nostalgia 1. Yeah. And that's a pretty big field for that division, I would imagine.
I think they had about 17 cars, which is pretty good. I mean, considering the week before we had an NHRA Heritage race up in Sacramento. I think there was maybe 8 or 9 cars. So Butch usually doubles the car count of regular NHRA Heritage races, which is, again, it's just, credit to him for putting on a good show, and obviously the cars show up and respond, to his generosity.
Yeah. Then in NE2, you had Daniel Bascom. Camarillo comes out here and gets the win. And in NE3, we had Austin Fry out of Taft.
Yeah. Austin's one of our regular racers out there. His brother Brendan, they raced juniors out there as kids growing up. They're out of Taft. In fact, Austin right now currently is with the same car he won Nostalgia 3 in. They threw a bunch of electronics in it, and they were going to go to Vegas for the spring fling, so they're there now.
Okay, that's good.
Hopefully keep the streak going.
emailed with Austin. He said that's the first time he's been in a drag car in 18 months.
Yeah, he
'Cause
drove.
He tunes on his
a-
brother's car.
He does the A-Gas car. I mean, he's driven he has an Alta. He ran Nostalgia 1, but the first time he jumped in that car, a little roadster, and did very well in it, obviously.
Good deal for him. And then
Yeah.
in A-Gas, we're talking about Richard Wilson got the win, but Keith
Yeah.
Moravich out of Bakersfield, who won the March meet,
He did.
showing some consistency here.
That's a very consistent car.
And
Yes,
gets a
yeah.
runner-up finish.
Yeah, but good win for Richard. He was pretty excited about that. So, yeah, it was a good day for him.
And then in B-Gas,
Another local guy, Brandon Stallnaker. Yeah. Brandon's Transmissions. If you guys need a transmission work, there's your guy right there.
and I'm looking at the results here. He cut an .02 tree.
Yeah.
Tough to beat that on
That
the
is.
reaction time.
You got to cut those lights though to be. If not, you're going to try and run your guy down.
Yeah,
and
and
you're
his
gonna run it
opponent
out,
broke
so.
out and is trying to beat him. So
Yep.
you see that. So, and then in C-Gas, we had Al Aguirre.
I think it's called pronounced Aguiar. I think.
Aguirre out
it is,
of Norwalk.
Yeah, then Neil Westbrook. I think he's out of Pixley, if I'm not
Right,
mistaken.
Pixley,
Right,
just
he's
up the
almond
road,
farmer
yeah.
up north. Yeah.
So
Neil
you
gets
get
down here
from all
quite a
over
bit.
the area.
Yeah.
Then you had your D-Gas.
Don Fournier. Yeah,
Out of,
and Bo Duke.
Sunnyvale.
Yeah, Bo Duke's from Bakersfield as well.
So good showing by Bakersfield drivers here. And then E-Gas, we have our March meet winner.
That's right.
In Hot Rod, Josh Wagner, who is the
That's
grandson
Butch's grandson.
and
Yeah,
driving
yeah.
a 72 Maverick, one of the few
Yep.
left still around the world. Make better drag cars than they did street cars back in the day, don't they?
This one is anyway. Yeah,
So-
yeah, and he beat Richard Lillo.
So obviously Josh is doing
He's having
a lot
great.
of things. He's having a
Yeah.
good
He's in
run.
the points chase for the Heritage Series through NHRA, and also obviously he's in first place now with his first place finish here in E-Gas for ANRA. So he's definitely got some races in the future to go to
and then you've
to
got
hold
the,
that points lead.
your hot rod division here.
Yeah.
Which encompasses just a whole wide range of cars.
Yeah,
right?
hot rod and sportsman. It's let's see, I forget the ET brake, but it's cars up to about 13 seconds, and then cars that are slower than that. So there's like an ET brake. That's what differentiate hot rod and sportsman cars. So
Okay.
yeah, anybody can jump into it. Just your ET brakes determines whether you go in hot rod or sportsman.
Okay, so
Yeah. So Richard won there. He runner-upped in E-Gas, and then he won hot rod there. So good for him.
So good weekend.
Good
for him.
weekend for him. Yeah.
And then the sportsman winner, Pat Sherlock.
Right. Yeah. Boy, sportsman and hot rod, there is, oh my gosh, I think there was 70 cars in one of the two. That's a lot of rounds of racing. So, in fact, we had to kind of keep bringing them back throughout the day and get them
Well, that was the
cut
case at
down.
the March
so,
meet in hot rod because it's
Yeah.
a class where, say, you got a car that runs 11 seconds or 12:50. You get in there, you just dial in, and
Just
a
dial
wide
it in.
range of cars.
Yeah, and a lot of
run
people
it.
double up. They'll run either a D gas or E gas,
E-gas.
which is the 1060, 1160 index, and then they can jump into hot rod and just put a dial on the car, and it's a 5/10 tree there, so
A little
they
different
can
on the
just a little
start.
different, but chance to get the car some more. A lot of guys just get some time runs
Well,
in
you
the
get
car.
it's like hot lapping when that's happening. You're busy.
And the kind of cars that can double up in that are allowed to, they can hot lap. They
Right.
have not much time to cool down. They can come back and run pretty quick. Yeah.
Okay, and then the open wheel, which is a motorcycle, right?
That
Or
is actually cars, but it's like all your T-buckets and anything open wheel, no
Anything-
fenders on it,
anything
and boy, it's
roadsters
a
that-
diverse crowd there.
much
so.
like a hot rod class, but for open wheel.
Open wheel,
car.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly, yeah. Usually a lot more, a lot older looking cars, like I said, all your old T-buckets and that kind of thing. So pretty cool class, though, really is.
So Chris Lee out of Hesperia got
Yeah.
to win there, and then in junior comp,
Yeah, junior comp is basically the next level of junior dragsters. These cars can actually compete in super comp dragster. They run 8th mile at our track on a 690 index, and these kids are just right. They have motorcycle engines in these things.
and
that
for
go
what
out
age
there.
group are these kids? Then? Up to
They're 16, 17, 18 years
16,
old.
17,
so
18 years
yeah,
old.
kind of a transition chance to get out of juniors and into big cars, or if
Something
you
a
want to
little
stay
quicker
in.
and-
Yeah.
So running the 8th
So-
mile.
Yeah, and this is our junior group 1, which is our younger kids. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4.
And junior group
So
1 is which age group?
let's see, which way are we going?
Junior
One,
group 1.
they're about like 8, 9-year-olds.
Okay.
Yeah. Starts at 8, 9, then it goes like 10, 11, then it goes up to 12, 13. Then I think we have like 13 or 14 and up for our junior 4. So
Okay.
just as the kids get older, they just progress through the junior program there in the
And
different
then
groups.
In junior 2, we got
Yep.
Dylan Hedgewood,
Hedgewood.
out of Tustin.
Yeah, yeah.
Junior 3, Cade Poe out of Los Alamitos.
Yeah, and you
Horse
read,
racing
you're reading
territory.
yeah, exactly, huh? Yeah, you're reading where these kids coming from. They travel from all over the place, so it's just good to see.
Runner-ups out of Hanford. And then A.J. Thomas won Group 4 out of Chowchilla, and the runner-up, Nicholas, is from Downey. So you get them from up and down the state.
Up and down the state.
Which makes the location of Famoso just
ideal.
Basically ideal because it's much like the state wrestling.
Yep. It's central.
The high school state wrestling
central.
is a perfect location for it because it's central.
Yeah. Pretty much everybody's facing the same amount of cost when it comes to travel. Just show up centrally here in Bakersfield, and I think that's why the car count is so good as well. Of course, Butch puts on a good race as well, so that doesn't hurt. And I think the track's pretty good too. So all that combined just adds up to a good car count.
Served up a little tri-tip Saturday night.
Never hurts, right? Yeah. A little tri-tip barbecue, and I didn't hear the final numbers. They were expecting about 1,200 people they were going to feed. So
if
I
you
believe
had 330 race cars entered, you probably have every
a couple,
bit of
2 or 3 per
1,200.
crew. Yeah.
Every bit of that. So
great
you had a
weekend.
couple funny cars out there as well, or
we had one. Dan Horan made it, and still trying to figure out those clutch discs. And they made some progress. They were pretty happy with it. He ran a couple 5-second runs, so he was starting to show. They showed up from day one out there, just blew the tires off, and they got a little further down track, and then they got all the way down the track. Not run quite the ET he wants, but he was pretty happy with the progress they made.
For him as well, because losing his crew chief.
He actually, John Stewart came in and helped him this past weekend. John's, I believe, on Bob Bodie's funny car and the Big Show funny car. So came in and kind of gave him some assistance in the clutch area. They were just trying to get some things sorted out. He feels pretty good now.
Because that clutch is a key component. You got to have it.
It's everything.
It's got to be right, or else you're smoking the tires, shaking.
Yeah, it's all timing. I mean, it's just you got to just it's gotten that serious in nostalgia racing. Where before it used to be just you just stage it and run it.
Obviously taking this serious.
Absolutely, he's got to defend his title, so he's really trying hard to get out there and run the numbers. And everybody else is doing the same thing, so they're all gunning for him. So he's got to stay one step ahead.
Okay, and then you've got. This weekend again, the street tuners.
Right.
Get your street legal cars out there.
Yeah. Chance to gates open at 8. Just if you ever wanted to feel like what it's like to go down the quarter mile, or if you're at a stoplight somewhere and you wanted to go a little too quick and don't do it on the streets, just come out to this track and we'll get you on there for $40 and run all day long.
And the deal there is, don't be afraid to ask. Right.
Absolutely. Hey, the only dumb question is the one you don't ask. So absolutely, ask us how to stage. Ask us what these different increments mean. Come out there and learn how to run down the quarter mile, or come out there and learn what your car would do on the street. Just if you're you always hear these commercials, 60-foot times or 0 to 60 in this amount of time or whatever. So come out and compare your car to what they're saying in the brochures.
And so you see that, and who knows? Maybe you see a couple of Ferraris, Lamborghinis,
like last time,
Porsches, Cadillacs.
That's what's cool
about it.
You don't know what's going to come in the front gate. We see that all the time. So especially that, we just don't know what's going to pull in the front gate. It's always fun to see and see what they can run. And then they're comparing light cars to light cars. So it's kind of fun for everybody out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for dropping by.
You bet. Yeah.
And we will see you next week, and we'll be right back on the Bako Motorsports Power Hour.